So I recently got back into Pokemon card collecting, but there's an issue. I'm broke. So broke. With scalpers skyrocketing the prices of all the products, and this being a picture of your local Target, Pokemon card collecting is a hobby that is very expensive to get into. That's why today I am setting myself a challenge. I will be taking this $100 bill to my very first Pokemon card show to see exactly how far it can take me. My goal isn't to find the rarest Pokemon card or spend thousands of dollars. My goal is simply just to fill the first page of my dream Pokemon binder. Pokemon has been a huge part of my life for over a decade now. 15 years ago, I received my first Nintendo DS, and with it, I got Pokemon Black. I was completely hooked. I played through the games nonstop, and from then on, I wanted every Pokemon game I can get my hands on. I even started watching the anime before I really even knew what anime was. But when it came to trading cards, I never really considered myself a collector. My cards got shoved into backpacks, traded around, and honestly, as you can see here, I didn't really take any care for my Pokemon cards. Looking back, I really wish I did. That's why today, I will be starting completely over. This binder is empty, and this is where my Pokemon journey begins. Before heading to the card show though, I needed a game plan. I only had $100, so I needed to make every purchase matter. I didn't want to waste money buying random cards just because they look cool. I wanted this binder to have a certain aesthetic and to tell a story of its own. So I spent some time on the collector app building a wish list of cards. I'm not going to spoil the theme just yet, but hopefully you'll stick around to the end of the video and you'll know exactly what I was going for. Finally, the day arrived and I made it to my first Pokemon card show. However, I was feeling quite nervous and a little intimidated. I didn't know if I'd have to negotiate any offers, but more importantly, I didn't know if I'd find the cards I was looking for. For what I wanted to do for my binder page to actually work, I would need to find around 6 or 7 cards in order to complete the binder page that I wanted. So with my list in mind and my $100 bills in hand, I was ready for this card show. I spent the first few minutes just walking around because I didn't really know what to do, but eventually I wandered to a vendor with a little binder of the lower price cards. A few of the cards on my wish list I knew were lower price cards, and I knew that this would be the perfect place to find them. I wasn't chasing the big hits or the rare cards. I was just trying to find the cards that would fit the aesthetic. So while flipping through this binder, I found this full art Wooloo card, and I knew before even going to this event, I needed this card for my binder. Also, while flipping through this binder, I found a Japanese Snorunt card, and immediately I was like, it's only $2, let me just get that too. So right away, my budget went from $100 down to $93. So I kept making my way around the show, and eventually I stumbled upon another binder, but this time it had 3 cards that were on my wish list. So the first card of the 3 was a Buffalon EX Full Art SIR from the White Flare series. The next I found was the Tangela Full Art card from the 151 series. And the most expensive, also being my favorite of the 3, was this Full Art Meowth card from the Phantasmal Flame series. This vendor had all these 3 cards together listed for $65, but I knew there was some wiggle room because his Meowth was more than market price. So I asked for $60 for all 3 of them, and to my surprise, not really, I got the deal done. So whether that was because of my great negotiation skills or because he was already planning on accepting that price, I'll take it. There was still one card that I've been searching for the entire time I've been at this event. If you've ever played Pokemon Black, you'll know exactly where this is going, but I knew I needed a full art N trainer card. N has always been my favorite Pokemon trainer. Like I mentioned before, Pokemon Black is my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and I just needed that N card. And honestly, it would still fit the aesthetic of my page, so it was a no-brainer for me. So the card that I found, I searched every single binder at this card show for it. I found the Japanese version of it, and it was only $5, so I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I don't even care. There's something about N's aura, I just needed to have that part of my page. So with N being added to the collection, our budget was now down to $28. I still needed to find at least 2 more cards though to fit our binder, so the searching continued. As I kept walking around, I saw earlier in the card show a Wally's Compassion card. This wasn't even on my original wish list, but when I saw it, I knew it fit the page perfectly. So after walking up to this vendor, I saw the price was $20. I looked it up beforehand before even going up, and I didn't even try negotiating a price down. I just said, I'll take it. I knew it was a fair price, and I loved the artwork, and it just fit perfectly for the binder. So just like that, we're down to $8 left, and I needed at least one more card. So I went back to the first ever Pokemon binder that I opened up at the card show, the one that was for lower price cards, because I saw a Roll-It full art card that honestly would fit pretty good. I got that for $4. I couldn't negotiate down to $3, unfortunately. So after completing this deal, our budget left was $4. So it's been a few days since the card show ended, and I finally had some time to sit down and put the cards in the binder. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was going for a certain aesthetic. After spending hours trying to decide on a theme, I honed it down into one. And if you noticed the cards throughout the video, you probably can guess it by now. But that theme was a Studio Ghibli-esque, cozy summer vibe. And I think all the cards we picked today fit that vibe perfectly. So without further ado, I reveal to you the first page of my dream Pokemon binder. The light greens, the soft hints of blue, and the artwork all really do come together exactly how I envisioned it. And even though my favorite card has to be the End Trainer, I think the most underrated card and the one that fits the theme the best has to be this full art Wooloo card. I mean, for only $5, it captures that peaceful Studio Ghibli feeling perfectly. You know, the funny thing is, this video started out just being a challenge for myself. What could $100 actually get you at a Pokemon card show? But somewhere along the way, it stopped being about the money. It became something more than that. It became something that I wanted to build and create that the mini version of myself years ago couldn't. I know this is going to be a long journey, but I'm super excited for it, and I hope you'll stick around too. There's still so many pages to fill, so many card shows to visit, and most important of all, so many more memories to make. So I hope you'll come along for the journey, and thank you so much for watching. Peace.